Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Shranavatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vedayantavastogya Patrani Vidunoti Suritsatam Nashtaprayeshu Apatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuti. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 3, verses 16 and 17. Verse 16. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vayogitam Shokanam Neva Shokane Anambhutati Abhiyanti Bandhusi Yatyanutpadita Dosha Drashtayo Baliya Sanatnya Madhuna Manuna. Synonyms. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the great Lord replied, Vaya, by you, Uditam said, Shobhanam is true, Eva, certainly, Shobhane, my dear beautiful wife, Anabhuta, without being invited, Api, even, Abhiyanti, go, Bandhushu, among friends, those friends, Yadi, if, Anutpadita dosha drashtaya, not finding fault, Valiyasa, more important, Atya Madina, by pride caused by identification with the body, Manyuna, by anger. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The great Lord replied, My dear beautiful wife, you have said that one may go to a friend's house without being invited, and this is true, provided such a friend does not find fault with the guest because of bodily identification and thereby become angry towards him. Purport. Lord Shiva could foresee that as soon as Sati reached her father's house, her father Daksha, being too puffed up because of bodily identification, would be angry at her presence. And although she was innocent and faultless, he would be mercilessly angry towards her. Lord Shiva warned that since her father was too puffed up by his material possessions, he would be angry, and this would be intolerable for her. Therefore, it was better that she not go. This fact was already experienced by Lord Shiva because, although Lord Shiva was faultless, Daksha had cursed him in so many harsh words. Verse 17. Vidya tapo vidya purvaya pulai satam gunai satvira sat tamitaraiha Swatau hatayam vitamana duldrasha stabda na pashyanti dhama bhuyasam. Synonyms. Vidya, education, tapa, austerity, vitta, wealth, vapu, beauty of body, etc. Vaya, youth, pulai, with heritage, satam, of the pious, gunai, by such qualities, sadvi, six, asatma iktarai, having the opposite result to those who are not great souls, smatau, good sense, hatayam, being lost, vrita, manadodrasha, blind due to pride, stabda, being proud, not, pashyanti, see, he, for, dham, the glories, bhuyasan, of the great souls. Translation. Although the six qualities, education, austerity, wealth, beauty, youth, and heritage, are for the highly elevated, one who is proud of possessing them becomes blind, and thus he loses his good sense and cannot appreciate the glories of great personalities. Purport. It may be argued that since Daksha was learned, wealthy, and austere, and had descended from a very exalted heritage, how could he be unnecessarily angry towards others? The answer is that when the qualities of good education, good parentage, beauty, and sufficient wealth are misplaced in a person who is puffed up by all these possessions, they produce a very bad result. Milk is a very nice food, but when milk is touched by an envious serpent, it becomes poisonous. Similarly, material assets such as education, wealth, beauty, and good parentage are undoubtedly nice. But when they decorate persons of a malicious nature, then they act adversely. Another example given by Chanakya Pandit is that a serpent that has a jewel on its head is still fearful because it is a serpent. A serpent by nature is envious of other living entities, even though they be faultless. When a serpent bites another creature, it is not necessarily because the other creature is at fault. It is the habit of the serpent to bite innocent creatures. Similarly, although Daksha was qualified by many material assets because he was proud of his possessions and because he was envious, all those qualities were polluted. It is therefore sometimes detrimental for a person advancing in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness to possess such material assets. Kunti Devi, while offering prayers to Krishna, addressed him as a Kinchana Gochara, one who is easily approached by those who are bereft of all material acquisitions. Material exhaustion is an advantage for advancement in Krishna consciousness. Although if one is conscious of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can utilize one's material assets, such as great learning and beauty and exalted ancestry, for the service of the Lord. Then such assets become glorious. In other words, unless one is Krishna conscious, all his material possessions are zero. But when this zero is by the side of the Supreme One, it at once increases in value to 10. Unless situated by the side of the Supreme One, zero is always zero. One may add 100 zeros, but the value will still remain zero. Unless one's material assets are used in Krishna consciousness, they may play havoc and degrade the possessor. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshakarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I humbly go down and seek blessing from all the assembled Vaishnavas. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself, and please forgive me for any shortcomings. I have taken notes from a lecture by His Grace Madhu Pandit Das and His Holiness Kadam Kanam Swami. So further, to the request of Mother Sati, the beautiful wife of Lord Shiva, about going to the great sacrificial arena of Daksha, where all the demigods and great personalities of universe were expected to assemble. The last argument she gave was that sometimes we can go to a friend's house uninvited. Lord Shiva differentiates here. Seeing the desire of Mother Sati to go uninvited, Lord Shiva here replies, explaining that even though one possesses all good qualities, but if that accompanies with pride, then those qualities are not properly utilized and they become poisonous for the soul. Daksha had become very proud by his qualifications, and as a result, he could not see that Lord Shiva is far greater than him. Thinking that he is a mental son of Brahma and Shiva is his son in law, Daksha thinks that he is superior to Shiva. He could not see that Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava and much greater personality than him, and he committed offenses in pride. Pride is very dangerous. Possession of attractive material qualities like beauty, education, austerities, wealth, etc. gives rasa, and therefore who is possessing them becomes blind due to pride. The two big impediments in spiritual life are pride and envy, and the root is the disease of comparison. While comparing, either the person will develop pride or envy. When a person compares with other living entities, and if he has more, then he becomes proud. If he has less, then he becomes envious. A soul becomes liberated if he doesn't compare with other living entities. The Lord has given everything to different living entities. No one gets anything by accident. No one loses anything by accident. So another person's possession should never make us angry, nor our possessions that Krishna has given us should make us feel proud. When the false identity of I am the master is there, comes the desire of lording over. For example, a blender. Whatever is placed inside a blender, it makes juice out of that item. If you put an apple, then it gives apple juice. If you put an orange, then it gives orange juice. Rasa. Similar is the soul. The moment we take the attitude of I am the Lord, all the activities of soul produce the juice or rasa of lording over. And then immediately, according to the laws of karma, a material body is given to us. We cannot attain Krishna by intellect. Krishna is attained through mercy when he is pleased. Bhagavad Gita 10.10 says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. Krishna gives intelligence by which we can come to him. And one who is intelligent, he worships Krishna with love. And such worship with bhav, with love, cannot be attained just by theoretical intelligence. We understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are Krishna's Nityadas, his eternal servants. And therefore, our natural position is in service. As soon as we try to be the master, we are in the artificial position. So it is necessary to dismantle our pride. A pure devotee of Lord always thinks that everything belongs to the Lord, including his body. There is no rasa of possession. And naturally, when there is no perception of possessing anything, automatically there is freedom from pride. The first thing in spiritual life is to detach from the variegatedness of this material world, the user illusion. If we go on using something for a long time, we start thinking that thing is mine or me. Similarly, we are using this body since birth, so we think this body is me. Whereas the understanding of Krishna consciousness is that I am a soul and this soul too belongs to Krishna. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Whatever I have is given to me by Krishna. Not just by intellectual understanding, but we feel that the super soul who is seated in heart is the first owner, and I am just a tenant. Primary owner is Paramatma. This consciousness is to be practiced to become free from pride. Even while performing devotional service, humility is necessary. A devotee always thinks that it is by Krishna's energy that he got the opportunity to do a seva. This is the mercy of Krishna and his servants that I got this opportunity to serve the Lord. That humility should be had. When a devotee develops detachment from this material world, he doesn't feel proud. Instead, he feels gratitude. He appreciates it as Krishna's mercy and Guru's mercy and feel blessed. To be free from pride, we have to recognize Lord's mercy upon us. We have to understand that all the good qualities we have are shined upon us by Lord. He is the owner and he can take them away. We have to worship Krishna with bhav, serve him with pure love, and get blessed. I will stop here. Vanchakatitavishvacha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.